Hello, Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. Guys, today is a big day planned. We are going to try to tackle getting this surface grinder cleaned up and ready for repainting. And I have done a lot of work to it off camera. I didn't film any of it. I probably should have, but it was just one of those things. I was trying to get it done in a hurry, getting ready for this event that we got going on today. A little bit later, folks are going to be coming into the shop to help me with this project, and just didn't get the camera rolling. But I want to kind of give you an update of where we are and kind of let you see what the machine looks like right now getting started. So I did come in, like I said, and basically what I did was I took off anything on these machines that I could remove. So guards, there was a bunch of just sheet metal panels covering things up. I went ahead and took the table off, got it off the ways. I wanted to take a look at the ways, and I needed to be able to get to it to clean it up. I needed to get it off. Like I said, everything that I could get off of this thing, I took it off. I even pulled off all the electrical stuff, the start-stop buttons, the electrical panel on the back, the conduit that goes to the individual motors and stuff. Gonna reuse the electrical stuff, but I am going to rewire it as far as the wire going to the different machines and stuff. The actual inside of the panel I'll probably leave alone. It looks like it's in great shape, but some of the conduit and stuff, or flexible conduit that goes to different things, it was kind of in rough shape. And some of the wires that goes to the things, they were probably okay, but I'm going to replace all that stuff. So anyway, I got all of that taken off. I did drain the hydraulic fluid that was in here. Like we had said earlier, this fluid was extremely dirty and appeared to have some water in it. And so I drained all that out. I actually got a pump and pumped it out into a 55-gallon drum. And according to the tag that was on the machine, I pulled that tag off. It says it holds 60 gallons down in this reservoir. And I think I ended up pumping about 40 gallons out of it, estimated, going based on how full that drum is out there. So a lot of oil came out. We'll be recycling that oil. I'm going to replace and put all new oil in here. Let me kind of do a quick walk around here and just kind of show you a couple things, and we'll go from there. So first thing to take a quick look at here is the condition of the ways. And all in all, they look pretty decent. I mean, there's not any major problems that I see as far as score marks and, you know, where it has been run dry or something like that. Now, they need a good cleaning. There's still, I haven't come in here really and scrubbed these things and gotten the marks off of it where the table's set for a long time. You can kind of see where was matching oil grooves on the ways on the bottom of the table. While I got it off, I'm going to come in here with a straight edge, blue these things up, and just see how flat they are. And we'll make a decision on whether we want to try to do any scraping on it while it's apart at some other point. I haven't even touched that yet, so that's something we'll be looking at down the road. I do want to kind of give you a peek at that. Like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised with what the ways just appear like, but what they look like and what they really are, until we get a straight edge on there and start doing some testing, we won't know for sure. But you know, I can tell you that there's not anything like crazy wrong with them, which is good. Quick look at the table here. Other than being nasty, again, it doesn't look terrible either. I did pull the chuck off, the mag chuck off of this. It's sitting on a pallet in the back of the shop right now, and it also appears to be in decent shape. We're going to get this cleaned up and repainted, and while I got it apart, we'll regrind this surface on the machine after we get it all back together, and regrind the chuck and get it all mounted back on here properly. It's filthy nasty, which that's not uncommon. These things, of course, you get all the grinding dust in your coolant. It settles in here, so you know these things are normally just full of this kind of crap, but we're going to get all that cleaned up. I know when I pulled the chuck off, it was sealed up underneath it, and there was some coolant and stuff that got up underneath there. Oh my word, it stunk whenever I pulled that thing off. I think it was the first time air had hit that area in a long time, but it's pretty much, its odor has gone away now after a day or two. And back here on the welding table, I've got a lot of the individual little parts and pieces that we pulled off of there. Again, a lot of sheet metal covers and handles and whatever that we pulled off of there. This is all also got to get cleaned up and repainted before we put it back on. So game plan for today is I got about 5 or 6 people coming down to help that said they would come and help me today. And I'm going to be putting them to work. Angle grinders, wire wheels, needle scalers, you name it, whatever. And we're going to try to get this thing cleaned up. The idea is many hands make short work. So, you know, I could come in here and tackle this myself, but with some help, my hope is that by the end of the day, we have pretty much everything cleaned up and ready for at least some primer. As far as body filler and all that kind of stuff, I'm hoping we don't have to do all that on this machine. But I guess I won't know until we get it cleaned down and see if anything like that's going to be required. Hopefully, again, not have to do that. But, you know, with any luck, we may even get a coat of primer sprayed on this thing before the day's over. So I'll try my best to get some video today while people are working. It's really hard for me to do that a lot of times because when I have a bunch of people in the shop, it's chaos. And it's just sometimes hard for me to get the camera out. Remember to do it because I got so many things going on at one time. Everybody's asking me questions, wanting tools, whatever, and I'm trying to pitch in and help as well. It really gets complicated to get the camera going at the same time. There's only one of me, and I'm the cameraman, I'm the producer, I'm the person in front of the camera, I'm the editor. I do it all. So it's not like I got someone in here following me around with the camera all day long, which would be really nice, but that's just not an option right now. So anyway, folks will start getting here in the next hour, and we're going to start getting to work, and we'll let you guys see what it looks like. So we got a crew of people here working. Everybody's kind of jumping in and working on different areas, different places, different jobs, and we're knocking this thing out. Well, guys, here's the crew, or what's left of it. I think we had a couple of them that had to leave a little bit early, but we have accomplished the goal, which was to get these machines stripped down. It took us about 4 hours, maybe a little over 4 hours, not much, with everybody working together, which not bad. They wore me out, though. I don't know, are you wore out? I'm wore out. I think we're all pretty much wore out, but we got it knocked out. Man, I am so glad to have everybody here helping because it would have taken me a week working on this full time to do this by myself. And like I said, we got it knocked out in half a day. So real quickly, I'm gonna go around and let these guys kind of introduce themselves. Let you start. Here, let me hand you the microphone. We'll just pass that around.
Larry Haywood, Interlachen, Florida. And I made the trip up today to meet Keith for the first time and work with the guys and see his shop for the first time, real.
Great, appreciate it.
I'm also Keith. I'm from Jacksonville. This is my second time here. I worked with this guy on the hydraulic press last time for the document sorting day, and was just here because it's always a great time doing something I enjoy.
Jim Lane, Valley, Alabama. I am a repeat offender.
John Wimmer. I live in Navarre, Florida. This is my second trip up here to work in the shop with Keith, and had a good time.
Great. Well, man, I appreciate you guys coming and helping. We've still got some stuff we're going to be working on here, some little things to tidy things up. We got to clean the hydraulic tank out, try to get all the dust off of this thing. And
What dust?
Yeah, it was a little dusty in here, guys. But we understatement. Yeah, we swept up about 10 pounds of dust off the floor, I think. But anyway, we're going to try to get that cleaned up. We got to get the hydraulic tank cleaned out. Anyway, there's still some things that we're going to be doing. And then probably this evening after the dust settles, I may come out here and try to go ahead and shoot this thing with a coat of primer and let it so we can work on getting it repainted. So fortunately, it did have body filler on the outside, but there's not any really thing wrong with this casting. I don't know why they really needed any body filler on it. Just made our job of stripping it off a lot harder. But I don't really see once we put a coat of primer on there, we'll be able to see if there's some places that might need some touch up, but probably ain't gonna get it. Probably gonna be just fine like it is, I imagine. This is some really nice castings in this machine. a lot nicer than most castings I run into. So there you go. We're going to get back to work, and we'll bring you guys back after a while. Well, Keith is still here, Keith Hubbard. This is actually on Sunday morning after everybody else kind of left yesterday. He spent the night down here and came out, and we kind of wrapping some things up here. So yesterday, went through and got everything primed. This morning, I got up and came out here. And there were a few places on this where there were some dings and stuff, and I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did it anyway. I got the Bondo out, and Bondo, just a few areas. We came back, sanded those, reprimed it, and, you know, I'm probably going to live with what we got here. I'm going to go back over it after the primer dries again, and I might touch up a few little places, probably more sanding. And, you know, as much as we've done on this thing, there's still, once you come in here and you prime it, like, oh, there's a gunk of grease there or a grind there, so I'm gonna probably have to still touch up a few things like that. But I think we've about got these ready for paint or close to it, and I'm gonna probably, like I said, let this stuff dry and stuff.
You going back with the green?
No, I think I'm gonna paint it, it's gonna be a gray color. It's not much different than what the primer is. Dark machinery gray, Rust-Oleum, rattle cans. Guys, I'm not a painter. I'm not going to get out of paint gun and all that stuff. Just, anyway.
Gets the job done.
Yeah, but dark machinery gray will be the color, and they call it dark machinery gray, but it's actually a light gray in my opinion. It's just maybe a shade or two darker than the primer, but pretty darn close to this. But anyway, that's kind of the game plan. Yeah, I also got some of the little parts and pieces and accessories, starting to get those primed and ready for paint. There's still a bunch more of that. There's still a little bit of cleanup work that has to be done on some of those. But it's coming along. It's coming along nice. And really have to say a big, huge thank you again to everybody that came out and helped. We didn't have a huge crowd here yesterday, but it was actually probably about the perfect size crowd, because we've had many more people who've been tripping over each other.
It was what, 6?
I think we had 6 total, and a couple of them had to leave early. So, you know, by the end of the day, I think we were down to 4, plus myself. And then, like I said, you came back this morning to help out. So appreciate that very much.
No problem.
All right. So what's your thoughts?
I mean, it's always fun coming down and helping out Keith. This type of stuff that I love doing in my free time. So close enough that it's worth the drive, that's for sure. And it's fun being able to just share thoughts like-minded guys.
So you're what, about 3 hours away?
2:45, something like that.
Not too bad. And I tell you, I enjoy having a young person that's interested in learning about this stuff in the shop. So that's always fun too, getting to share. And he's like, yeah, I just want to see your processes on how you do this stuff and whatever. So, you know, he's gotten to see a lot of that. So anyway, hopefully you found it beneficial.
It's always fun.
I sure found it beneficial. So I got the better end of the deal, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, there you go, guys. I may, I'll tell you what, I'll probably show another video after we get a coat of paint on it and kind of go around it, a little follow-up. But he's going to be getting out of here soon, and it'll be a little while before we get all that done. Like I said, I'm going to have to let this stuff dry for a while before we can do anything else.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it. All right. We'll bring you guys back after a while. Well, I got the first coat of paint on the machine. I'm probably going to put a second coat on it. But right now I have ran out of paint, so this is as far as I can go. This is the dark machinery gray Rust-Oleum. You can see the difference in the shade. This is the primer that's still on the table over here that I haven't done any paint on yet. This is a little bit darker color of the dark machinery gray. So yeah, it is a little bit of a shade of a difference there. I think it looks good. It's going to look nice. So anyway, that's about all I can do right now until I get some more paint in. I'm going to have to order some because I checked at our box store the other day and they don't have any in stock. So Amazon's going to have to come to the rescue on that. So it'll be a couple of days. Got still lots more of just little things to do. Cleaning up some more stuff that needs some more final touching, getting our pieces and parts painted and even primed. I got some of them primed, not all of them painted, or not all of them primed. None of them's been painted yet. So again, lots of work to do, and I'm probably not going to bore you with all this. We'll come back at some point when there's something interesting to see and go from there. So guys, with that, I think that's going to be a wrap on this video. Again, I want to thank everybody who did come out to help on this project. We had, I think, 6 people total show up and helped at some point in time. Not all of them were in the video today. There were a couple of them, like I said, they had to leave before they got on camera, or at least introduced. So, but big thank you to all those guys. Could not have done everything that I did as quickly as I did without your help. You know, this weekend project, I think I said earlier, it would have taken me a week of solid work, probably a month of Saturdays and Sundays out here of working on this to get done what we got done literally in a few hours over a weekend. Just many hands, get lots of work done, and big, huge thank you to those that came out to help with that. Guys, with that, that's going to be a wrap. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Those thumbs up and comments are always greatly appreciated. Hit that bell icon up there to get more notifications when new videos are posted. Big, huge thank you to the subscribers of the site, as well as those who support the site financially through PayPal, Patreon, etc. Could not do everything we do without you, and you enable me to be able to come out here and take the time to shoot the videos to do this when you help out with those contributions. Guys, with that, we're going to sign off. We'll catch you on the next video. Again, thanks for watching.